Okay, Pat from Northwoods, we're going to work on the last part of our workshop, which I wish you could be here in person with us, but I'm going to show you as much as I can about brayering your spectacular scenery card. So what I've got for you is I've got a booklet for you that is called Brayering Your Spectacular Scenery. What I've done is gone through a step-by-step of the paper I use, the ink pads, the brayer, and the technique. And then also talking about the different ink pads that we use, and then some different examples. So first, in this first part of our video, I just want to basically show you how do you brayer using a water-based ink pad. So what we're going to do is use a pad, a family of colors from Sukaneko Kaleidacolor. And the first one I'm going to work with is Tahiti. And this is the one that I used for the card that you would have been making in class. So Tahiti is what it is. The nice part of these ink pads, when you get them, they are separated so the colors don't bleed together. So when you use them, you click them together and you go from there. So the next thing that's really important is to have a good brayer. Now there's different types. This is a soft rubber. They're hard rubber also. I personally find for myself, the soft rubber is a little bit easier to use. Also, the paper that I'm using is a glossy paper stock. Again, with our stamps, we love our images to be bright and vibrant. So by using a glossy paper, it really makes that color pop. So what you're going to do is stand up when you do this. Take your brayer, and then you're going to ink it going in the same direction. Really ink that pad or that brayer. So if you look at it, I've got a lot of ink on there. I'm going to add more. And then, so I went one directional there, and now I'm going to take my glossy paper and ink it like so. Okay, so you've got your color down there. Now I want it a little bit bigger, so I'm going to take it and flip the paper because I want my blues to match. And again, ink that up. And then go like that. So you get a nice, so you can really work that however you want it. But that gives you that beautiful background that you're working with. Really vibrant and bright. Now at this point, there's two ways to do this. Sometimes people will put their stamped image on first and then brayer it. Or what you can do is you can decide, well, where exactly do I want my colors to be when I am doing my stamping? So in this case, I'm actually going to now take my stamp and stamp it on my brayered image because I know where I want it to go. So I'm using a stamp that I've got just on cling, and this is the one we would have been using in class. And then for this, you want a good ink that's black for sure, and that will set up real crisply. So I'm going to use Ranger's Archival ink, just because it's a nice big ink pad that I have. You could also use Versa Fine Black too. But and in this case, I really, really want a black image. So I'm going to take a re-inker, put a generous amount of ink on here, especially because this particular image has a lot of black here. So you want to get that as dark as you can. Now, again, stand up when you do this. And again, take a good look there. Make sure it's inky enough. Okay, and then place your stamp where you want it. And good pressure down. Now the one thing that is for sure, this will stick to your glossy paper. So you want to, when you lift it straight up. And look at that beautiful look when you're done. You've got a great sunset going on, you've got the water, and then when you're done, let this ink dry. and then you can cut it as you want to mat your paper. So easy as it goes. But again, the main tips is when you stamp it, make sure your stamp is well inked. When you lift it up, it's going to stick to the glossy paper. Lift it up crisply, or if you're using your stamp positioner also. So that's the stamping. Now, what we would have done in class, I used some beautiful yellows and oranges for the sunset. And then what I did for you is that you will have a card that you can place right on your image, or on your stamped image on your card, and then you'll be all set to go. Be grateful for each day. So that is the first part of our class. The next part we'll talk about different kinds of inks that we can use and a lot of different pads, and I'll show you a lot of examples.